How many of you can relate to that? Oh my gosh, I've only taken 5 steps today. I think that's absolutely appropriate for a quilter, right? Let me get you the comments up. I see that people are Switzerland. Awesome. Wonderful. And I do know it's starting to snow back there because my cousin is in Wisconsin and I'll get pictures. We got a little bit of rain today. A little bit. I want more. It's not enough. So, you guys are going to be hearing a lot of noise in the background. All right. Let me show you what's going on. Let me show you. Pretty exciting. The cupboards are going in today. And wait, Rondi, it's raining at your house right now? It's not raining here. How weird is that? Okay, well, anyways, they're installing the cupboards today, and they're absolutely gorgeous. The picture does not do it justice at all. But we went with Shaker and I went with a darker wood. I kind of want to incorporate um, the kitchen and the family room as one area. So, okay, I hope your Thanksgiving was wonderful. Ours certainly was. We had it at my daughter's, and I'm waiting for people to log on. Austria, I love Austria. Sorry, I'm getting but my girlfriend Dara came down from Mendocino, and the night before Thanksgiving, we had our mini Friendsgiving with Chinese food, and that's what my house looks like. That is to the left, you can't see is the kitchen, and I hope you'll appreciate the fine china and all that good stuff. But it was great. Then we went up to Pine Mountain Lake and didn't come home till Monday night, so we avoided all the traffic and all that. But I have to share this particular picture with you. Karen, my best friend Karen, her daughter's Amanda, and there's the Amanda, Adair, Karen, and myself, and the four of us are like four bandits together. But they go. Amanda goes up to, they call it the ranch. I've never been up there, but look at what everybody's wearing. I think this is so cute. It is so cute. So everybody is something. Oh my gosh! Even there's a dog with the lady with the red shirt on. So great idea for next year or for Christmas. Love it. Okay, Peter Byrne, his show just aired recently. It's yeah, recently, and I know a lot of you are as taken with them as I. And here's one of the quilts that he taught how to make. This is his cityscape quilt, and there were two other quilts too. I mean, his show was packed with teaching, packed. I mean, in retrospect, what we did to the poor man was kind of cruel and unusual. But here is what you need to know. He does teach online, and if you enjoyed the show, I know you will enjoy this. And what you'll do is you'll go to his website, Peter Byrne, and then you'll go hit calendar. And then here are the different dates for, you only see here the virtual puzzle workshop. I'm going to take the architectural one is down, and then there's yet another one. So you could go there, scoot around, and maybe you'll be in my class. I'm very excited for that. I couldn't do the first one, but I am going to do it. And I told him I'd get back to him as soon as I got my calendar in front of me. All right. So Sue Banner has been on the show. In fact, she was show 1608. And this really isn't like her work. This is more like her work here. I loved that show. And this is actually very simple for what she normally does. And not Sue Blyweiss, not Sue Benner, Sue Blyweiss. Sorry, Sue. But take a look at this. This one I like so much because it's absent of the color with the crayons and all that. Sue Blyweiss. Why did I say Sue Banner? I am so sorry. Okay, so she, I was on Facebook and she has a super cool little gifts that she's making. And what she did was she just knew she had some little felt pieces here and there. And she pulled them out and just started making little things to give people. And I think it's just absolutely adorable. The other thing I want to share is that for gift ideas, around the corner, Adair's really good friends moved in. And so I found this on my front porch. It's about as simple as it gets. And then there it is, Happy Holidays from the Faust family. And it's a Christmas potpourri with this in it and this tag on it. People, it doesn't get simpler than this. And how lovely that you could make a bunch of these and just take them around the neighborhood. And I don't know anybody that wouldn't want this. Okay, I'm doing pre-shopping for you. Okay, so on this remodel, I've made a new friend, and her name is Tammy. And Tammy goes down to Carmel quite often, and it's her birthday on Friday. And so she said that she was going to the Richard McDowell, I'm going to screw this up, Richard McDonald Gallery, and it's called it's his artwork, sculptures, look him up, and his gallery is called Dawson Cole. So when she was showing me, I was on the internet looking this morning to see exactly what she would be enjoying. In fact, she likes to pretend that the gallery showing is for her birthday. I can go with that. But look at this. This is by Chuck Close. And it's not a quilt. I believe it was paper, I believe. Now that's horrible. I should have written this down. But this just spoke to me. And what an interesting way to do a quilt. Rather than just squares and things like that, I love this. So, it's funny, the people that come into your life and you never know what surprises they're going to bring you, but this is just absolutely fabulous. And the artist, Chuck, first this is called Emma 2, and he has sadly passed away. So, oh God, I love that. Okay, and then Margot. We love Margot and everything she brings to the table. She's been a TQS member since the beginning. And oh, look what she did with her basket quilt. Margot, I've decided, is a machine, and or she has minions that come into her house at night and put everything together. All of you that have been a member since the beginning, we have great appreciation for, because you've supported us through our antics, through our growing pains, through the wonderful things. And right now is renewal time for a lot of people. So when you renew, and or if you're on auto pay, okay, you get 2 block of the months. You get this year's and you get next year's. And you also get the download of this book, not the book, but the download, Piecing Makeover. And what's cool is that in going through it, she takes several blocks and then shows the common problems that happen with it and then how to fix it. And I will tell you right now, all of that just translates completely over into all your piecing. So this is a digital download. You will get it. Just watch your mailbox for it. Okay? All right. So, Kathy Wylie. At Houston, it was the quilt I loved most of all, was Kathy Wylie's. And she's been on the show too. But what I wanted to do was go through, and I got a video. Lilo did a video with her. Thank you. I want to go through her work, and it's interesting because some of these are old pieces and some are new pieces, but her attention to detail is just amazing. Okay, I think this is an older piece. They're just so beautiful. I try and bring you quilts each time, because we are quilting side. Here's this one. And her color palette has certainly changed from these, okay? So let's take a look at this. This is an older one, for sure, for sure. This is the one that was on set, and I almost lost my mind over it. Absolutely fabulous. Okay, now let's take a look at the quilt that I'm dying over. I hope it's the first one that comes up. Yes. She didn't get best of show, but she did get a blue ribbon in a category. What I want you to understand, and we have an interview with her, so hold on for that. But what I want you to understand is the black, you might think that is fabric. No, that's cutout. That is the black curtain that you're seeing behind it. So like for instance, look over where the ribbon is and you can see where it's tucked behind it. I have never seen anything like this. Yeah, jaw dropped is right, Sherry. I've not seen anything like this ever in my life. And then there's that lace that she did in there. And honestly, I mean, is it crochet? I know crochet, but is it, you guys? You could tell us, but the black is the curtain. Okay, I love this quilt. Just adore this quilt beyond measure. Look at that, look at that border. I mean, come on. Unbelievable. I know, I'm letting it sink in a little bit. And again, we have the video. And yeah, Carol, I'm not going to comment on anything, but I just thought this was spectacular. And it's not like anything I've ever seen before. So let's get to the interview and take a look-see.
We're at the Houston Quilt Show. We are on the main floor with Kathy Wylie, who has won a huge prize, Master Award for Traditional Artistry. Excuse the noise, there's something going on in the area behind us. We don't know exactly what it is, so we're going to try to talk really loud so you can hear what we're having to say. Tell us about this spectacular quilt, because it's got a lot of elements in it that nobody has seen before.
Sure, I'd be happy to. This is my quilt, Beauty in the Broken. And I was setting out to make a quilt, an applique quilt with holes in it. So I thought that the applique could represent the beauty and the holes would be the broken. And the whole concept being beauty in the broken, that there's just these beautiful moments that we only experience because we're going through a hard time. So that's where I started. But I didn't know how to make an applique quilt with holes in it. I only knew about cut work, which was very limiting because I would have one piece of fabric with holes in it,
right,
and I wanted applique with holes in it. So through a process of elimination, of experimentation, really, I realized that instead of cutting fabric, instead of taking fabric away, what if I made my applique and joined them together and just not have a background at all? And that's how this came to be. So if you can imagine,
all right, so
that
hold that
every
down.
piece is its own little quilt. So the front applique has been cut out, turned to an interfacing template. The back has been cut out and turned to an interfacing template.
And there are teeny, teeny, tiny little stitches around this whole little piece.
Yeah, and there's batting in here too. So
and
there's
batting.
actually 5 layers, all whip stitched along here, with little joining bits, so that when this quilt, or this little piece, gets sewn into there, I can put that little piece inside here, and I can put that piece inside there.
And you, what kind of glasses did you wear for that process? Because that
Yeah,
would certainly
my strongest reading glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
really the hardest part was what I thought of in my head as thread management, because if you know about doing applique, traditional applique, you're working on a flat surface. But with this type of applique, you're working in the air. So you've got these threads and all kinds of places that they can get wrapped around. So I had to be really paying attention to where my threads were going as I was doing this whip stitching.
And so speaking of thread, I'm assuming that you wanted the thinnest thread you could get and the finest, so that you didn't have it as visible, because it's very tiny stitching.
Well,
that's
I
here.
tried. Yeah, I mean, I used the same thread that I used for applique. So
Yeah.
It's a 50 weight 2-ply cotton.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So nothing unusual
Nothing
in that.
unusual about
Okay.
that. Yeah.
All right. So this is where we started here in this, but then now we have more holes, but that's
so
different.
This is like a thread lace insertion. So I did that with free motion sewing on a water soluble stabilizer. So I just went over and over, building up layers and layers of thread. And then when I was done, I dissolved it in water, and I was able to insert it in these cut out areas here.
As well as
In here, and there's a little bit
there's
in
a
there
little bit
as well.
in here, and so this is
Yeah.
almost like knit or crochet, but it's all done on the machine.
On the machine, it's just building up 5 to 6 layers of thread.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Okay, and so, but wait, there's more. That wasn't enough. Now we have, we've seen binding that comes out a little bit, but now you've added this whole element, which is a repeat here.
It is, and really it started here. I came up with this and thought, okay, this is working. I can use this technique for the whole body of the quilt. So if you really notice, this shape is exactly the same as this shape. It just has a different center
Inset.
in it. Yes.
So did you get to that point where you're out on the border and then you cut a hole in the quilt, or was it you were starting with the outer
this
part?
is constructed piece by piece, leaving nothing behind.
Okay.
This is a hole cut in the front,
But then
back.
also, yeah.
This is no holes cut out. It's just what's left behind.
So for a lot of people, when they're looking at this, they don't realize that it's not actually, the background isn't actually black.
Right.
So can you put your hand behind it so
Yeah.
people can see? You really can see through this quilt.
God, that is gorgeous.
Isn't that amazing?
And the back is a completely different color scheme than the front. So it's all done in shades of gray. And kind of back to the story of the quilt, Beauty and the Broken, the back is kind of the dark side, and the front is the bright side.
The dark is just as pretty as the front.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
My
Well-
husband always says he prefers the back.
Well, this is absolutely spectacular, and congratulations for winning this, because obviously
you.
this is something so innovative that we haven't seen before. So,
Well, it's pretty exciting because I didn't know it was going to work, let alone, I didn't know if it would hang, and I certainly didn't know if it would be strong enough to put in a box and travel to a show. So I'm very happy that it's here.
well, thank you, Kathy Wylie, and we have had her on the show before, so if you want to see some other spectacular work of hers, be sure and check that out. Thank you so much,
Thanks for
and
having me.
congratulations.
So that's the first time I've seen that. I didn't want to watch it before. I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps. It's a lot to render me speechless, and I guess that's not a good thing to do during an interview, but amazing. And the thing about Kathy that you need to know is that she is a very, very devout believer, and every single quilt she makes, there's a story about her faith base that comes through, just like she told the story there. So one other thing I want to tell you too, when she was on the show, it was that blue quilt that was just knocked my socks off, this one here. And she's come up with something way, way super cool that I want to share with you. Let me see, here it is. She has come up with a kit that you can purchase, and it's a printed panel, right? And I believe there's a printed border you can add on to it or whatever. But I think if you got this and started playing with it, you could really have a ball with your machine quilting and have something quite beautiful when you're done. This quilt was my absolute favorite of hers until maybe Beauty and the Broken. I don't know. I don't think I'd turn either of them down. So what you would do is you go to Kathy K. Wiley's website, and then go into the shopping area and you'll be able to find that stuff. Also, I want to say when I was scooting around her site, she does use the Appliquick tools like crazy, Rosa's. So that's another show you might want to watch, Rosa Rojas. It's the from Spain, the little metal sticks that help you do turned applique. It's absolutely my favorite way to do finished applique. I know, Michelle. It's just I was. Well, let's look at it again. I was just gobsmacked by this whole thing. It was amazing. And honestly, I feel horrible that I can't tell you what category she got the blue in. Maybe if I had my goggles on, I could see, but I don't know. I don't know. That's a quilt that I will treasure in my mind forever and ever and ever. Okay, so I think we're kind of back on schedule, which is great. I'll be here Monday, and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing, but I do want to show you some, like a really cool product that I found at Market with C&T, and some things that are coming out with Quilters Select too. I'll do that sometime next week, so you can see some new things, like if you have buddies you got to give presents to and things like that for the holidays. So, do I have any other questions here? I'm so glad that she showed how she did it, but I still don't get it. So beautiful. Okay. Oh, there's Kathy Wiley's show that John or Kristen put up. Okay. Anything here? No. And yeah, it's creative off the scale. It's off the charts, okay? Excuse me, and I have to laugh too that it was noisy here and noisy at Houston too. I think there was like a Comic-Con thing going on next door or something. So anyways, have a terrific weekend. Dee is teaching on Saturday, and it's she's doing blocks. I don't know what she's doing, but she's done a couple Christmas blocks, and people have been viewing it like there's no tomorrow. So make sure you also check out our YouTube channel and then look under D, and you can see what she's done if you've missed it. Okay. Okay. I'm still working on ties. Hillary, this is what you do. Wherever you go and you see a man in a tie, you ask them if they have any old ones at home, and you will get them. Today, I hope this is sewn together on Monday. It is, I was kind of like not liking it very much. And then as I started to put the pieces together, it was like, okay, I think we've got something going on here. So have a great weekend. Enjoy D. And I will see you Monday. Bye-bye, everyone.